All right, everybody. It's time for Big 12 conference play. Kind of a light week last week with the winter break and the bowl game and all, but now the conference play really gets revved up. 2 games a week. As Oklahoma this week, their 2 opponents, Kansas and Kansas State. They'll be in Lawrence on Big Monday, and the next Saturday, Military Appreciation Day, against Kansas State. Preview of those games coming up next, only right here, Boomer Sooner 1982. Don't go away, everybody. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling in conference play. Let's go! So the Sooners will play in Lawrence, where they haven't had a lot of luck. That's where they'll start their second game of conference play and try to jump to a 2-0 start. In their way, the aforementioned Kansas Jayhawks, the defending champions. 27-9 last year, including a 13-5 in conference record, but they did lose to their bitter rival Wichita State in the third round of the NCAA tournament, 78-65 in the regionals, third round. I guess that's what the second round of the big tournament, the national tournament. Their head coach is Bill Self. He's a 1985 grad from Oklahoma State University. He actually got his coaching started right here in our great state of OKLAHOMA for 2 stints. He was up the road in Tulsa and up the road in ORU. It started up the road at Oral Roberts, where he was at Oral Roberts from 93 to 96. Then, he didn't have to go very far. He didn't even have to move, because from 97 to 99, he was at Tulsa. Then he got invited to dance with the big boys in the Big Ten, because from 2000 to 2002, he was with the University of Illinois in Champaign. And in 2003, he was invited back to the Big 12, Big 8 League, where he was inducted and still is the head coach of the Rock Chalk Jayhawks of Kansas. The leading scorers for those defending champions that nobody likes: number 34, Perry Ellis, and number 0, Frank Mason. Now, Perry Ellis, let's start there. Perry Ellis last year averaged 13.79 points per ball game last year for the Jayhawks, while averaging 6.88 rebounds per ball game and 1.24 assists per ball game last year for the Jayhawks. Well, Frank Mason, number 0, averaged 12.56 points per ball game, 3.92 rebounds per ball game, and 3.94 assists per ball game last year for the Jayhawks. The Sooners then have to travel back home to Norman, where they will play a team that they haven't had very much success with, in the Kansas State Wildcats, that went 15-17 last year, 8-10 in league play. By the way, 2 of those 8 wins against Oklahoma. 1 in Norman, 1 in Manhattan. By the way, if Oklahoma wins one of those games, they win the Big 12. Just saying. But since that didn't happen, they did go 8-10. They lost in the first round of the Big 12 tournament, where they lost to TCU in a buzzer beater, 67-65. Their head coach is Mr. Bruce Weber. He's from the University of Milwaukee. Graduated from there in 1978. And has been a head coach for quite some time in his own right. Started his head coaching career, that is, in 1998. Where from 98 to 2002, he was with Southern Illinois. From 2003 to 2011, he took over for the aforementioned Bill Self, where he was at Illinois. And from 2012 to present, he's been in Manhattan against Bill Self in the rivalry between Kansas and Kansas State, with Weber at Kansas State. And finally, speaking of Kansas State, you cannot talk about this team without talking about Oklahoma and Lon Kruger, who led this team to a 24-11 record, 12-6 in Big 12 play last year, lost in the Sweet 16 part of the NCAA tournament, lost to Michigan State 62-58. Their head coach is Lon Kruger. Lon has spent quite some time in other places. He's been at Texas Pan American, his alma mater, Kansas State, Florida, Illinois, UNLV. Spent some time in the NBA, also in that stint, before coming to Oklahoma. Speaking of Oklahoma, Oklahoma this year has their leading scorers back from last year. That would be number 24, Buddy Hield, and number 11, Isaiah Cousins. We'll start with number 24, Buddy Hield. Hield last year averaged 17.43 points per ball game last year, while averaging 5.43 rebounds per ball game and a .91 assists per ball game last year for Oklahoma. While Isaiah Cousins averaged 11.69 points per ball game, 4.6 rebounds per ball game, and 2.20 assists per ball game last year for Oklahoma. All right, guys, that'll do it for this week's preview show. Next week will be even more fun. I promise. Till then, my name's Harry James. Enjoy your week, everybody. And as always, Boomer Sooner, everybody. Remember, you can follow me on Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or tweet me at Sooner_fan.